GearNetwork.com.
Hello, everybody. Before we begin, I want to just let you know that you can now listen to our programming on the brand new Satchel Podcast Player on both Android and iPhone. So go ahead to satchelplayer.com. That's SATCHEL player.com and download the app to either your Android or your iPhone. And the cool thing about listening to us on Satchel is a very, very easy way to support our programming, because through that Satchel Player, there's a donate button. And if you ever thought about donating to Gear Network to help with production costs and keep these podcasts coming to you for free, there's a very easy way to do it. So now you don't have to take a break in the action. Just keep listening, but click that donate button. We'll play in the background, and you can donate any denomination you wish. You can do it, and it's secure through PayPal. So if you're listening on Satchel right now, great. Click that donate button and send us some love. And if you're not listening to us on Satchel, download the podcast player once again at satchelplayer.com. SATCHEL player.com. This is a Gear Network production.
I am the greatest. The greatest.
JC Money.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the JC Money Show Uncensored, backed by popular demand. Episode 6, if we're keeping count. I don't know if I'm going to keep count on these, though, because I really don't know how often these are going to come out. But here I am, here I be, and there you be listening. My name is John Cimino, a.k.a. JC Money, and this episode is brought to you commercial-free thanks to our partnership with the Pro Wrestling Tees store. Visit ProWrestlingTees.com/TheJCMoney and get you a JC Money shirt. There are two of them there for you to get. There's a brand new Super Money logo shirt, which was designed by Eric at IndyCard Media, and there is the Super Money retro logo, well, not really the retro logo, but the vintage inspired, the Roots of Fight inspired shirt, which was also designed by Eric from IndyCard Media. And if you want, there's a Get Ready America podcast shirt, which was also designed by Eric from IndyCard Media. You see where I'm going there? IndyCard Media, man, they're great. Give them a look up, too. All right. But like I said, no commercials, and that's because of the ProWrestlingTees.com/TheJCMoney store. Buy a shirt or 2 or 10. It definitely helps support this network. Okay, so here I am. Not even a full week from the last JC Money podcast episode where I discussed the GoFundMe thing. Now, this is more of a follow-up to that because since the podcast was released, it has been listened to quite a bit. It doesn't have the normal Talking Wrestling or Get Ready America numbers, but I'm pleased with what was on there anyways, because all things considering, it was a local podcast, and it was specifically to the local Western New York and your Rochester, Buffalo areas that with the topics that I was discussing. So I don't often check comments on Spreaker. Spreaker is the host podcast platform where I upload my podcasts to, where I upload all of Gear Network's podcasts to, and from there they get dispersed out to the several different platforms that are out there. including Satchel, which you heard about leading into the podcast. There's my sports alerts. I'm going to go ahead and turn my alerts off here because they're loud. I don't often read the comments that are on there. Not too many people have left comments historically on the Spreaker page. They may have in other forums as well. I don't know. I try to always direct everybody to the Facebook pages because that's where really the action is. There's a Facebook page for Get Ready America. There's a Facebook page for Talking Wrestling. There's a Facebook page for Misguided Musings. There's a Facebook page for Better Live Than Dead for Turnbuckle Talk. So, for those particular shows, when they air, it's highly recommended if you are going to comment on them, take it to the Facebook. That's just me, though. That's me. That's how I feel about it. So, for the JC Money Show, I would have expected a comment to come to facebook.com/thejcmoney. Instead, what I ended up getting were a series of messages, both to my personal Facebook and to the Gear Network Facebook messaging, telling me to listen to Baby Boy Princeton Royals' response to me. So he puts up this, 30-minute long podcast. Mine was only 15. And of the 15 minutes that I put out there, I would like to think that I dedicated maybe 4 or 5 of them to him. A lot. I mean, yes, my venom towards him and the GoFundMe thing, and to take his girlfriend out on a vacation, that was pretty serious. But I was really focusing a lot of attention and effort on BCW. But I did get my shots in there on Baby Boy, so I guess I expected some sort of retort. I didn't expect 30 minutes worth of it. Trying to explain the situation, at least on his end. And look, I get it. Because you put this out there, so I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. You don't make a lot of money. I get that. But you can do with that, and this is a life lesson here. If you don't make enough money, if you're at a job, a dead-end job, you can barely make ends meet, you can do 2 or 3 things with it. 1, you can stick with it because it's comfortable. 2, you can go out and try to find something else. Or 3, if you're not qualified for anything, do what you need to do to get qualified. I mean, seriously, to me, from my perspective, and listening to that podcast, where he was responding, saying flat out, really justifying doing it. Doing it because it's there. Why not? I don't make enough money. I could use the help. So here's GoFundMe. I'm going to use GoFundMe to try to go on vacation. But that's where it stops for me. The major disconnect is that you openly say that and then follow it up with, I work at a job where I don't make $10 an hour. Again, it's adulting. This is life. These are things that, you mentioned being 19 years old when you first started, shadowing Tiger and coming to OSPW shows and whatever, and that was back in 2011. We're in 2016 now. That's a 4-year difference. So you're 23 now. 24 maybe, probably. At this point in your life, you're choosing to settle. And the reason why I'm saying you're choosing to settle is because there are plenty of other options out there for you to do to better yourself, to raise that income, and to elevate yourself. Using GoFundMe and trying to justify using that to take a vacation because of the fact that you have a job where you make less than $10 an hour tells me that you're not ready for what comes with being an adult. Okay? I'm not going to disclose my salary right now. It is considerably larger than what yours is. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying this to rub it in your face. I'm saying it because at one point I was your age. I was your age. And I thought I knew everything. I thought where I was at was where I was going to be. Fast forward some 12, 13 years later, I'm working finally on getting my bachelor's degree, getting certified in a number of programs that's going to take me to that next level bracket. That's a goal. That's what I'm shooting for. You can do the same thing. So I guess my response to your response is to stop settling and stop making excuses for what legitimately is, whether you take this as disrespect or not, laziness. Maybe it's not even laziness. It's just youth and inexperience. So I'm giving you that pass. I'm giving you the youth pass. Notwithstanding, there were comments on the Spreaker thing. First, he says he has no problem coming on my show to set the record straight. I'd have to invite you to do that. I'm not going to. Then, originally I didn't know because it was with just 3 letters, DPC, but it turns out to be Dark Angel, his fiance, and she's talking about basically their real-world problems. They have bills to pay and a mouth to feed, and they can't afford it. To which I replied saying, you're acting as if you're the only one that does have these things. I can't even believe I'm really discussing this right now, but it's so fucking stupid. And I'm trying to really consider the source of what's going on here. But, again, I had thrown it out, and then I see this comment here, which came to me about a day ago, which says, okay, would you be okay for someone using GoFundMe to raise money for a sex change? Which to me implied, and I replied to her and said, are you trying to somehow compare a transgendered person trying to raise money for a sex change to a lower income household raising money to take a vacation? And I don't know why that bothered me so much. It could be because I have some friends in the transgender community. I don't know. I don't know why it bothered. It seemed to me to be a very asinine point to try to make. Okay? Someone that sets up a GoFundMe because they're trying to go for a sex change, chances are they've been battling with this for a while. All right? You know how it is with transgender people. They identify with the opposite sex that they were born. They may have been born a man, but they're really a female. They may have been born a female, but they're really a male. Lots and lots of people like that in this world, okay? Insure people getting a sex change, things like that. I cannot believe that this was even a comparison. But the point I'm making here is that it was not that person's choice to be born a boy or a girl, okay? That was nature. It is your choice on how you save your money that you earn, how you spend the money that you earn, and what steps you take to make more or less of it. So right there, you've put yourself in a light that you should have just let it be, Dark Angel, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is I was perfectly good leaving it with Baby Boy's response. And then you come with that. So not only are you insulting me by trying to justify this GoFundMe account while I have a friend that is battling cancer that has a GoFundMe account up to help pay for his bills because disability doesn't cover what treatments he's receiving. But now you throw out this comparison, maybe not knowing that I have transgender friends. So at this point, now this has gone from being a discussion to just being flat out stupidity. And I noticed on her GoFundMe page, she posed that question as well to Chris Gullo, and Chris Gullo gave her the business, and magically the GoFundMe page is no more. So I guess this whole thing being brought to light worked, but the bottom line is GoFundMe is again a crowdsourcing site used for people that are in need of things. You know, natural disasters happen. Insurance doesn't cover, you know, certain damage to the house or the car or something because of a natural disaster or whatever. You're dying of cancer. You have a terminal illness. You know, that type of stuff. Not trips to New Kids on the Block. Not set up. Not bringing back an independent professional wrestling company. Not, you know, buy me a new wardrobe because my old wardrobe sucks or whatever. Help me raise money here's another one that I saw out there. Here, help me raise money to buy new Pittsburgh Steeler gear because I'm done being a Buffalo Bills fan. I saw that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Nobody raised money for that either. So don't feel bad about that one, baby boy. But bottom line, again, I hope to not bring this up. I know you guys like the attention. You guys need the attention a hell of a lot more than I do, especially with your quote-unquote aspiring wrestling careers. Although, take a piece of advice from me. Working UW is shit. It's not going to get you anywhere. There's that. Yeah, go ahead, PJ. Call me a twat waffle for that comment, too, you fucking dick. But please just let this be it. Okay? No more stupid comparisons like that. Because that, Dark Angel, that was a really fucking stupid comparison. Comparing transgender people and their needs to your needs as a poor woman, essentially. I want you guys to do better for yourselves. If that means taking your ass back to school, if that means learning a trade, if that means something, stop settling for these bullshit jobs. If you want to be looked at my level, which isn't a very high level to begin with, but if you want to be looked at my level, or you want to be looked at a level that's above the level that you're currently projecting yourselves as, do something about it in a more positive direction. Go get that education. Go get that trade. Go learn that skill. The more you learn, the more you earn. Nothing comes for free. And that's going to do it for this podcast here, for this retort to the retort. I hope that episode 7, if I do bring it out again, which I'm sure I will, because stupid happens all across the world, not just here in Western New York, but stupid happens all over, and you need someone to speak out about it, and I happily volunteer to be that guy, because, as I said in the last episode, I just don't give a fuck. But thank you for tuning in to this episode of the JC Money Show, and tune in, all new Misguided Musings, just posted yesterday, and Get Ready America's coming this week, Football Talk Weekly's coming this week, Turnbuckle Talk perhaps coming this week, and Better Live Than Dead, you're on the clock. This is John Cimino saying so long, everybody. Good night now.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.